S- Personal log, Desiree Shaw, stardate 95068.41. Hi Josh, sorry it's been a while. It's been a long bit for the while, yeah. So I can't believe I didn't think of Hufflepuff. That makes so much sense. I guess I was just thinking your, like, the way you talk, all the geeky stuff we like is more Ravenclaw oriented, but I didn't think about the fact that you are definitely a loyal person. You do work hard at everything. So it makes sense. I can't believe I didn't think about that, but that definitely works. And I do love the way you decorated. I get the references. Love it. Okay. So, it makes me kind of wish I didn't have all of this already figured out before we got started. I'm definitely going to have to figure something out to incorporate things. But yeah, so as far as my favorite 3 starters, okay, I'm leaving Eevee out of this because I don't recall actually being able to use Eevee as a starter. I remember that your opponent was able to in Yellow, but I didn't really play Yellow, so I'm not 100% sure that was your game. But I decided to pick my favorite of each type. So I did my favorite grass, my favorite water, and my favorite fire Pokemon starters. And these were the ones that I would pretty much pick because I liked the evolutions of them. Okay, so first of all, this is one that I kind of was reading a lot of people kind of dissing it. For a newer one, it's Poplio, and the little seagull. He's pretty cute. I like the way the kitten looked, but I saw what it turned out to look like, and I was like, oh, I don't want that on my team. It's ugly. So with the fact that everybody was complaining about how Poplio looked and how ridiculous it looked and its evolutions later on, I actually thought it was more graceful and looked better than the other ones. So that one somehow wormed its way in my heart, so I'm okay with that. It's cute. I've grown attached to it on my game. Then is Bulbasaur, which is my first gen favorite. But I really liked Bulbasaur, and for reasons that was mentioned, I also like all the evolutions of it. Chikorita was really close second. I had a lot of trouble deciding if Chikorita was going to make it to this list or not, but with picking one of each, it didn't, but it was a very close second. I thought about it for a while. I would say probably about a day working, while I was working, thinking about, okay, which Pokemon am I picking and why? But the top Pokemon, I know that I had mentioned how there's a lot of other fire ones that attract my attention, and that is still true. But this one is on that list. It was not in Gen 1. It's actually, I believe, Gen 2, maybe 3. I think it's Gen 2. It's Cyndaquil. But it's honestly, I thought Cyndaquil was pretty cute. But honestly, Quilava is the main reason why. It's just, I would be happy if I could just leave it as Quilava and still, get this awesome stuff that goes with it. I'm not as huge of a fan of Typhlosion as I am of Quilava. So, Cyndaquil and Quilava were definitely the two, and that's why I had trouble deciding, okay, is Cyndaquil my top one or is it Bulbasaur? Because I like all of Bulbasaur's evolutions, but I really like Quilava, so it's like, okay, I'm going to put Cyndaquil at the top. So yeah, those are my 3 favorites, one of each. Okay, going to show you something. I need to pause. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully that didn't mess up where I was at on the screen too much. I forgot to bring this over here with me a bit ago. Okay, so I got a trophy yesterday. No, day before yesterday? Yeah, Saturday. I got a trophy Saturday. Today is Monday. This big old guy. Yeah. He was in my truck tire on the back driver's tire. As you can see, it's a roughly, okay, he's about half the size of my pinky, like, but still, I mean, that's pretty intense right there. I mean, right there, it basically is at one point almost as thick as my pinky. The head of it is essentially the size of my fingernail. This was in that tire. I had came home, parked the car, mowed the grass, and was going to move the truck back where I usually park, which is on the grass, and when I did, it was flat as a pancake. Okay, I didn't feel like messing with it, in addition to the fact there was not a jack in there. So I was like, Dad, something's wrong. Do you have a jack I could use? And he ended up having to go get one out of like his house or buy one. I don't remember what he did. He went and got a jack, found out the spare tire was flat, and it's like, okay, that sucks. But he got it all taken care of for me because I was at work. But he brought this in and said, hey, you have a trophy now. I'm guessing, like, he said that the only part that was showing was this little bit right here. Like, the rest of it from like this all the way into here was in my tire. So I'm guessing I probably got it from the recently graded road. And yes, like when I was a little kid, it did rain the day after they graded. Pretty sure the graders are weathermen. Not sure, but my childlike mind says they are. But anyway, I'm guessing that's probably where I picked this up at. I don't know. I've never seen a nail quite like this, because if you look at it, this is either from all of the running over it's had, or the fact that they actually made it like this. But if you look at it, the end is looks like it hasn't been sharp in quite some time. It's very hammered out. Just the roughness, like, I feel like you should have a first-hand look at this because you're more of a blacksmith and know metal's better. But it's like there's evident rust spots around, and just the way that the head is. I'm wondering if this is from a different era, because I have never seen a nail quite like this before. I could be completely wrong. This could be something that it was someone's personal project and dropped it off. It could be a different industry that I've never seen before. But anyway, somehow this guy ended up in my tire. If you got anything that you might know just by looking at it, like, I figure it's probably supposed to be straight. I know that's pretty dumb, but anyway. So yeah, this is, if you know anything possibly remotely that this might belong to, just leave a comment in the section below. For all of you viewers who know metal and nails and industry stuff like that better than I do, because not in my wheelhouse at all. But anyway, so yeah, but that reminded me, my question for you this time is, what do you miss most about living in the country? I know right now you're up in Detroit, and so it's like you're in the heart of this, well, I say the heart, you're in the city, but what do you really miss most? I know whenever I went to college down in Conway, I recall really missing the clear view of the stars. Like, you could just go out on a cloudless night, just look up, and the stars were everywhere, and I missed that a lot. I also missed the fireflies that were in the yard and in the field across the road, and just seeing that little almost stars down with us is kind of what that felt like. And I also missed walking our dogs up and down the road, and with the trees just giving us shade, and those were the things I missed the most. And whenever I got back, it was relaxing to have those again. So what do you miss most about country living? If you don't miss anything, I'm sure you can come up with at least something. Or just say I don't miss it and I love the city life. So yeah, that's all I got for you today, Bubba. Bye. Love you.